What's going on, guys? Dots Gaming here, and today I have the next video for my ESO Complete Beginner PvP guide, and this is going to be covering resource management. So as I say in the other videos in the series, do make sure you watch the ones prior to this before you do watch this video, as understanding the concepts in those videos is going to be really important to understanding this video, because the first 5 videos in the series, in my opinion, really covered a lot of what I considered the basics in terms of building, buff and debuff maintenance, survival and target selection, as well as your mindset in video number 1. But today's video, I feel like we're going to start really diving into a more micro topic, like I would say kind of like the next step forward, and that is going to be how to really properly manage your resources and how to kind of how to be thinking when you are playing, and how to kind of pace your offense and your defense. It's like the next step to those videos, I guess, if that makes sense, because your resource management is such a huge part of PvPing in ESO. If you're out of resources, you obviously can't do anything. And so what I'm doing today is I'm going to be dueling Annie. I'm going to be commentating over the duels, 1 win, 1 loss, and talk about the resources and talk about how I'm managing them. I'm going to try really hard to not commentate the whole every little move I make, because it's otherwise I'd be commenting over 27 minutes of duels, so, and that's going to take a long time. So I want to really just focus on the resource management and kind of explain more of what I'm thinking in terms of how I'm managing my stamina and my health and my magicka. Now, I know I'm playing Mag DK in this video, and you know, you might be wondering, well, Dots, I don't play a Mag DK, like how is this really going to impact me? But it's more, I'm going to be trying to talk about this from like the conceptual level, from the from theory about what I'm trying to do, so that you can take what I'm doing and apply it to your class and apply it to your build and your own thought process, because this is like kind of like more of a micro gameplay kind of video, where in the past that we've been discussing a lot of macro level decisions. This is going to be more of like a micro decision kind of video. So let's hop into it, though, without further ado here. So he is playing a dot stam DK build, definitely a bit of a challenge for the Magicka Dragon Knight. This is pre-Burning Embers change, which is coming in the Q1 DLC. So we are, you know, Mag DK has always been a bit weaker to dot specs, and so his build really does tax mine a lot, especially defensively. And on top of that, my sustain is mostly built for open world, with charged being really more effective the more people that you fight. And so because of that, sustain is a tiny bit borderline for a 1v1, so I think it also is going to be a really good showcase of kind of how I go about managing my resources. So as you can tell, we make a really good offensive push on him here, but here's the thing, right? So I know that he's running Rend. If you guys don't know, Rend is the dual wield ultimate that lasts for 16 seconds, and it deals a ludicrous amount of damage on top of healing him as well. So a lot of times you're going to see that after he uses the Rend, I actually do leap just to have the shield kind of chew up some of that dot here. So I just wanted to actually mention that real quick, since people might not know what that ultimate was. All right, I just wanted to bring us back to where we were after that little aside. And you also have to remember, too, that because he's also playing a Dragon Knight, when he does use that ultimate, he's also going to get a big battle roar. So as you can see, he did heal up pretty good. So now that we got that big dot on us, we go into the rapid regen and the coac. I go into my stuns on the front bar, and then I go into my leap, like I said, to chew up that dot a bit here. And so again, you know, I'm just gonna be talking mostly from a resource perspective. I'm just keeping an eye. As you can see, my health is being drained super fast, so I block while healing myself. Okay, if you're running a restoration staff on your builds, guys, do not be afraid to block. Your restoration staff blocking will restore your magicka. And so as you can see, you know, I got full stam, I got plenty of magicka to work with, or plenty of stam to work with. So look, I can just restore my magicka while not only blocking incoming damage, but just spending a resource that I have plenty of and can restore with my my battle roar from my leap, as well as my potions. And that's, you know, something that I want people to not be scared of. Do not be scared of blocking, even on a weapon that is not a sword and shield. It's really beneficial, especially, like I said, if you have that resto staff. It's super good, because you're blocking that damage, blocking the CC. Granted, he's got fossilized, but you're also gaining that magicka there. So as you can see here, we're just dropping low, and I'm constantly just rotating through my heals here. I'm just really focusing on playing that defensive game, so that I can get my leap now and turn on him here. And now again, I can kind of go a little offensive here. And so we kind of do a little bit of pressure here. But again, once that pressure opportunity wears off, we see I get a big smack. So I go block, buff, buff and I start healing myself back up. Okay, I can go back to my front bar because I know I can refresh the embers and hit him with the shattering rocks. But now look, he gets another rend on me and I'm pretty taxed. 15% magicka, 32% health, 44% stam. So how am I going to get out of this situation? So we do a big coag here, right? Take a big whip. We do live, by the way, okay? Big whip, 14% health, 16% magicka, 33% stamina, okay? So I block. Look, I'm blocking any stamina that I have because I can look at my ultimate, right? Again, we're playing the Dragon Knight. So I can look at my ultimate and I go, if I can just hold on to my ult, I'm going to get that battle roar and be able to turn the fight here, okay? So we just hold block, spend what little magicka that we have on buffing ourselves and keeping ourselves alive. I also see that my Burning Embers is about to expire, so that is going to be a big heal for me. So we go front bar, leap, and look at that. 31% magicka, 50% stem, 80% HP with a damage shield, and now we can go offensive, okay? And so we got to make a little bit of a push. He pushes back onto us, though. What's good, though, is that we now have our potion, which means that we can get a magicka and stamina boost. Now, I use Mist Form. Mist Form's a really good tool that people vastly underutilize and underestimate. So I actually use the Mist Form to gain a little bit of distance and also give myself 300 spell damage, which then gives me a really big boost to my healing. So I coag out of the Mist Form, refresh my volatile. I go into the rapid regen. Again, we're just focusing on healing myself. I'm keeping an eye on my resources, seeing how they're doing, going to the shattering rocks, engulfing flames. And now, because I'm topped off, right, and I'm looking at my magicka and I'm going, it's a little low. And so if I was to push on him, right, even if I made progress, I feel like I'd gas out before I even was able to kill him, right? Or if he turned the tide on me, if he rended me, would I be able to heal myself, right? So I'm thinking that to myself. And so because of that, I decide to rip off a big heavy attack and start restoring resources, okay? I'm just playing the long game, right? I mean, rapid regen, let myself get healed up while I am restoring my magicka. In fights like this, if you are kind of in these, what I'm almost calling these like in-between moments of the fight, where you're maybe not in a position to go offensive and you're not exactly playing defensive right now, this is the time to heavy attack, because this is when you want to restore your resources for when the fight does go swing into an offensive or defensive direction, okay? So now I'm back up to 63% magicka. This is also really good too if your opponent is off balance. Off balance heavy attacks restore way more resources than regular heavy attacks, so definitely take advantage of those if you see your opponent is off balance and you're in one of these in-between spots. So now he stuns me, dodge roll out of the stun, refresh volatile, refresh rapid regen. As you can see, he rends here. So this is a good thing that I did this, okay? So we go stun, embers, engulfing flames, big leap again, damage shield the red, and now look, I'm back up to full resources. And now we can make a push. Now it's our turn. The push pull continues, right? But now he gets a little bit of offensive pressure. I noticed that my Igneous runs off. Okay, so again, we pull back. This is the one thing when you're fighting, guys, is that you can't, if you stay offensive for too long, like I mentioned in my previous videos, you're gonna get got. So you have to take those opportunities to play defensive when you can, because you don't want to be caught flat-footed, you know. You just don't want to be caught flat-footed and then you end up dying and you feel like you have to dig yourself out of a hole. You know, you always want to focus on keeping up those buffs on yourself and really focusing on that defensive play. So thankfully he whiffed the run there, I think due to some lag. So we leap afterwards, taking advantage of the opportunity. And we're just really kind of trying to push our envelope now and push offensively here. But as we can see, he's starting to heal back up. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to get caught again, you know, by anything like a big whip crit or something. But again, we see we're making the offensive pressure here. But look, he gets a big heal. I look at my magicka, look at my resources, look at my health, and I go, okay, this is not the time. So we pause. I'm blocking. Imagine if I wasn't blocking that whip, how hard that would have hit me. But again, I have the stamina to spend. So I spend it. Block, heal, big coag, rapid regen. Now I'm pretty good. I see my Burning Ember is about to expire. I have a hot on me. My magic is basically gone. I'm safe to heavy attack here. So heavy attack 1. Burning Embers refresh. Stun. Okay, that gives me heal off the embers, heal off the stun. We get stunned here. Okay, again, rapid regen. No, I have the hot on me. I am safe to heavy attack. Okay, go Coag after the heavy, refresh embers for the heal. Flames of Oblivion, potion, and leap. We're full resources again. And now I can go offensive. You see, those in-between moments of the battle are so important because they basically prep you for when you're ready to go offensive. And that is when, in my opinion, resource management is at its key, because you want to make sure that you do have the resources available in your magicka or stamina pool for when you need to make that offensive push or when you need to play defensively. And obviously the natural cadence of the fight is going to depend on the individual fight that you're in. And you know, I can't obviously tell you what to do in every, I can't make a, you know, in every scenario, do this here, do this there. But, you know, this is just, I'm hoping that you can see the way that our, you know, my duel here is kind of paced, that you can kind of see, oh, okay, so at this point in the fight now, so see right here, right, he just rended, and now he's at 73% health. What progress am I going to make right now? It's his offense, okay? So I focus block, heal, refresh embers, 3-stack whip. I'm noticing my health is full, so I can afford to go offensive a little bit. Okay, we get us a good fossilize. I see that I have leap, so I get to 3 stacks. I leap, big whip. He blocks them both. Good play. We're doing a bit of a refresh here because, as we can see, my health is topped off. Although I start to get a little progress done. Okay, so I do stun, burning embers, refresh, top myself off. He gets a good fossilize, so he's still maintaining the thoughts. But see, we go back to the back bar, apply our buffs. I'm blocking the whole time, spending the stamina. Okay, that's a rend. Stun, embers. I do that for the heal real quick. That's why I did that, okay? And that's good that I did because he fossilized me. Then I rapid regen. Even though I'm at 32% magic, this is a perfect example, right? What progress am I gonna make if I go offensive? I'm not gonna get anywhere. He's at 87% health, 86% health, right? And I'm at 32% mag, 73% health, and he has rend on me. So there is no point in making an offensive push. So this is like the in-between resource management that I was talking about, right? You rip off a big heavy, boom, heal myself, light attack for the enchant, then I do rapid regen, rip off another big heavy, boom, another, we block, we refresh our igneous. Now I go to my front bar because I see my embers is about to expire. If my embers was not about to expire, I probably would stay on the back bar, but because it's about to expire, I know for a fact that not only am I going to get healing from embers, but I'm gonna get healing from my Shattering Rocks. On top of that, I have my potion coming up, my leap is available. And so I have a lot of effective resources at my disposal, and so I know I can afford to play offensive here. So we get stunned, but I do make a misplay though, and I do let my volatile drop off, so I really quickly swap to the back bar, refresh that, rapid regen, then we go offensive. So good recovery on my part to make up for the mistake. We hit him with the big stun, get the engulfing flames up, get the flames of oblivion, big leap, 3-stack whip. Very, very good offensive play. And so at this point, you know, it's again rend. We're just back in the saddle here, okay? So we gotta be very careful now because he's got that big dot on us. So I always got to be really, really, really safe with my HP. So I'm constantly doing rapid regens, constantly keeping that running, co-wagging even a little bit more than I'd want to, refreshing burning embers very frequently because you see how much damage I just took. All of a sudden, it's got chunked because between the rend and the whip from the stam DK, you can take a lot of damage. All right. And look, because I went back and applied that rapid regen and he's only at 28% health, now I can go offensive a little bit. He gets a big heal though, so I'm just trying to maintain the pressure a little bit. I have a feeling he's going to leap because he is kind of low, so I do block, and thankfully I blocked that damage. But now, again, look how quickly things change, right? Look how quickly things change. I am in the driver's seat of this duel right now, right? I am winning here. Buddy gets a good leap. He gets the shield. He gets the resources. My volatile falls off. And now I swap to the back bar to refresh it. I get stunned before I can refresh it. I get whipped mid-dodge roll because this is a great game. And I'm now really low. So I have to refresh volatile, refresh coag, or use my coag, rapid regen, refresh embers, engulfing flames. I like the leap call here because I see my potions coming back up. Big 3-stack whip. Okay, and then I think we're going to swap to a back bar, refresh igneous, then pot, then rapid regen. Good. Okay, now we're just going through. Again, keep fighting. All right, we're keeping an eye on our resources. We're at 28% health. I am getting a little low on HP. Good block. You see, I started to block here because my health was starting to get low. Okay, so we refresh. Let's see here. Good coag, so I'm blocking, and I have a feeling like if I get hit by something, I'm going to die. So, again, after the leap, what am I going to do to him with that giant damage shield? Nothing. So I take the time to try and heavy attack, which he stuns me on, which makes me sad. Then he whips me, which I try to dodge roll. Okay? Then Burning Embers wears off. Very good. I get healed from that. Okay? Rapid regen. Refresh Embers. Engulfing Flames. Stun. I should have whipped him to set him off balance, though, for the heavy attack here. That would have been a little bit better. I just think I didn't want to waste my 3 stacks, just because I'd rather keep the spell damage. So I missed form away. Now this was a really, I liked this play a lot. So after I ripped off the heavy attack and then rapid regen, I wanted to just basically, I was looking at my bars and seeing that I had about 6 seconds left to Embers. I was very close to my ultimate. I have no Magicka, and he's on an offensive push. And so what I want to do is I kind of want to bait him to kind of follow me and then turn on him with a very big leap with 3-stack whip, right? So if I can basically turn on him with leap 3-stack whip, he won't, and that'll also get the extra spell damage from Mistform. He won't expect it. So I use Mistform to mitigate some damage, right? Gain a little bit of distance. I pop at a Mistform. I swap cancel my Volatile because I saw it was getting low, right? Instantly leap. Okay? Then 3-stack whip. Granted, he blocked it, but I really liked the thought process. It was really, really good. And again, now I was able to get a big boost to resources because of that. So now, again, just block casting my heals because he's got a lot of pressure. I got everything rolling, and we're going to get in that little in-between state. So I'm just taking the time to refresh all my resources. Again, I'm blocking in between a lot of my skills because I don't want to take any unnecessary damage. And then now we're just kind of back exchanging blows at this point. He stuns me, very good stun on his part, so I do all my heals on myself. I did the full healing package. Coag, rapid regen, fossilize for the heal, shattering rocks, okay? So got big heals coming back in. Once I see my Volatile wears off, I refresh that. Big leap, 4 resources. I saw mine were getting low, okay? He gets a leap on me, and we're just going to basically keep exchanging, okay? My stun on him, refresh dots, big whip, almost killed him. It's a very close duel. But now we see I get stunned, right? Magicka is very low. So after the stun, I have a feeling maybe he's going to try to hit me with a whip or something, right? And so I want to try to mitigate that with Mistform. So I pull away, B-hop out of the Mistform. Then I heavy attack. Because I know I've gained enough distance that he won't be able to hit me. So I can heavy attack pretty safely. Okay? Now I refreshed my rapid regen before I went back to the front bar. Now we just go back through. See, I see my potions coming back up. So now I have my potion. Now we're just going through and we're duking it out. He missed the rend, thankfully, so we can kind of chill for a little bit. Just refreshing our heals. Again, we see our magic is low. We battle roar leap, which is good. Only reason I didn't go into heavy attack there, but now again, I'm on the offensive side of things now, right? The push-pull goes now into my favor. Okay, so I try to make a little bit of a push. He gets really good heals, and so what do? I back off. My opportunity is gone. Opportunity is gone. So again, rapid regen before the heavy attack. Let myself get that healing while I am heavying. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the how to play offensive video. The window was there. I tried. It didn't go through. And so I back up and go, all right, it is what it is. Refresh my buffs, heal myself, focus on the resources. So the biggest reason it's like you focus on the resources in between fights like this is because you're basically planning for the future. You know what I'm saying? You're planning for that next offensive window, that next defensive window, to make sure that you have the resources available when you really need to spend them, okay? So now we got rend on us. We just got a lot of pressure on us, okay? So we're going to be just refreshing all of our buffs and debuffs and whatnot. We go into the big leap again to get the resources and the damage shield. And we're just, again, maintaining stuff, trying to kind of exchange blows with him. I do see that my Igneous is running off and taking some damage, so we block heal, refresh my Volatile. Now, a heavy attack here, simply due to the fact that there's nothing else that I would want to do right now. It's mainly because he has rend on me, and I'm not going to accomplish anything else. And plus, heavy attacking will give me mending, which will give me good healing. So I choose to just rip a heavy attack. And again, I'm playing the long game, right? I want to have those resources for when I want to make my push. Okay. Now, again, we kind of start exchanging once again. Coag, I tried to block, that didn't work. Rapid regen, now we're just block and heal. Refresh embers, refresh volatile, stun, engulfing, get to 3 stacks, leap, battle roar, big whip. We got the potion that's up as well. Pot, which is good, tops off our resources. Okay, my stun, 3-stack whip. And see, now we're back to just exchanging blows. Duels, when you duel somebody, especially for a long time, duels begin to really develop a cadence, and that's why you got to make sure in those in-between spots, like I was talking about, to take the opportunity to restore and regen those resources. Otherwise, you are not going to have them for that next offensive or defensive push, whatever it may be. And so we're just, again, kind of exchanging blows here. I'm looking at keeping an eye on my resources. We got, we're pretty decent on magic and stam. I try to make it now. So here's a good one, right? So I'm really pressing hard here. Okay. So we got big stun, embers, big whip. I am super offensive, but he gets a really good whip crit right when my volatile wears off. And so we're both at 25% HP. So I block. Big Coag. Okay. Rapid regen. Now, again, someone else might be like, okay, I can go offensive here. But again, he's healing himself up. I'm healing myself up. 23% mag. Why would you make an offensive push here? This is now like in between. Again, the window is now closed. Take the opportunity. Heavy attack. Ember refresh. We both press fossilize at the same time, but his goes through first. I stun him afterwards. Engulfing flames. Big 3-stack whip. I think he whiffed the rend. Rapid regen, Coag, volatile, embers, just a full refresh of everything. Big fucking leap. He stuns me on the leap when I hit the ground. Big 3-stack whip. We're making a lot of good progress. Again, we're pushing now. We're offensive, but again now, window gone. Block heal, block igneous, block rapid regen, block volatile, refresh embers, stun. It's what you just do. Like, I'm taking that opportunity to make sure all of my buffs are good before I decide to go offensive again. Okay, engulfing flames, flames of oblivion, big 3-stack whip, refresh the embers. Now he gets a big leap. I Coag, rapid regen, volatile, my leap for resources. Okay, refresh embers, refresh engulfing, refresh flames. Now, again, why do I go for a heavy attack here? So the reason I go for heavy attack here, let me show you. Okay. Big stun. Refresh everything. I go for a heavy attack here because I just stunned him. So he is on CC immunity, right? And again, I'm at 41% mag. And so I would just rather, in this moment, basically restore my resources and really top myself off before I go offensive. With just the way that he's been healing himself and the way that the cadence of the duel's been, I want to just basically like reset myself to like 0 before I go offensive. Because now look, Burning Embers refresh, big 3-stack whip. He gets a good heal. Now I fossilize. I'm trying to fossilize. Now I fossilize. And look, I have plenty of resources, right? And so that one heavy attack in that small moment was just to be like, I don't think I'm going to make any offensive progress here, so let me top off my resources before we go in. And now because of that, I can play really fucking aggressive, okay? And so I do that here. But now again, my health starts to dip. I'm not gonna play not over aggro. So I block, heal, refresh my buffs, okay? We're going into a heavy attack here. He's at 77% health. I'm at 75%. I'm only at 1 stack of a whip. Health is a little bit on the shoddy side. So I go for the mending, refresh, rapid regen, and then we go in. Okay? Then we go in. Now look, we make really, really good offensive pressure here because we set ourselves up. And now the rend comes out though, and you see, now I'm glad I have those resources to block, cast fucking Coag 97 times. Okay? Stun. Leap, Engulfing Flames. Again, we're just really focusing on that buff maintenance, man. This very, very happy with how these two like we dueled 3 times. We dueled for like fucking almost an hour for just 3 duels. These were really competitive and super, super, super fun. So again, we're just playing, just in kind of, you know, exchanging blows at this point, going back and forth. Very, very, very even game state at the moment. As we can see, my armor buff drops off, so I switch to the back bar, block cast it, then go to my front bar. I leap, then he leaps. Okay, we're just making sure we keep everything maintained. Again, we're really good on our resources right now, so we can just focus on offensive play. But now again, we take a bit of a big smack. So I fumble over my words there. I'm still drinking my coffee. So we block cast some heals. Okay, now we're topped off, so now we can go offensive. Big stun and 3-stack whip. And again, I heavy attack here. Okay, I'm just trying to focus really, really big on like the heavy attacks and the resource management here. So I heavy attack here because, again, very similar game state to before, right? He is at 76% health. I'm at 70% health. Have a feeling that I'm going to take damage soon. I don't know. The way the duel has been going, I just have a gut feeling damage is incoming. And so because of that, I want to give myself mending to heal myself. Just a gut feeling, okay? And right after that, I get stunned. Big whip. And then now I have the heals rolling in, okay? And so I'm glad that I heavy attacked there to give myself the resources to be really, really liberal with spending my magicka after that offensive push from him, okay? So then I refresh embers. I'm blocking on my dual wield bar right now too, okay? Now the reason I'm doing this, and I'm playing like this risky with my stam, okay? So I get a big smack. We use Igneous. I'm block casting everything. Block Igneous. Block Rapid Regen. I go to my front bar and I block on my dual wield bar. They might be going, Dots, why are you driving your resources that low? I am CC immune, so I will not need to spend that stam. I have Potion and Battle Roar from my ultimate. So I can literally drive my stam to 0 and then basically boost it back up. Okay, so that's why I block. Okay, because then I pot, 41% stam. Okay, Engulfing Flames, leap, 100% stam. That is why you can, I play with the really big stam pool on my mag DK, because you can spend stam super liberally and then just fucking restore all of it with your potion and your ultimate, okay? So after you leap, 3-stack whip. Now look at this. 46% HP. We are 100% across the fucking board, okay? It's part of the reason why in those in-between moments, even sometimes, again, if I'm at 40, 50% magicka, if nothing is happening, it's better to just heavy attack than it is to try to go offensive, because then if you miss that opportunity and have to go defensive, now you're out of gas. So very happy with this. He rends, though. Very good rend on his part, okay? So that's going to help him out a lot. So we get stunned. 3-stack whip. Now the duel has shifted, so I heal myself back up. I'm just trying to keep myself topped off with my various heals while staying offensive. My volatile drops off, we refresh it, we're block casting our heals, okay? Good stun on his part, we refresh the embers, trying to get the engulfing flames. I miss whip, Flames of Oblivion, refresh, stun, heal off of that, get the engulfing flames, 3-stack whip, just refresh all of our stuff, okay? Just going through and refreshing everything, okay? We're refreshing everything. So now big leap after that. Big leap. This is a really, really good leap. So now, oh, another thing I wanted to comment on here. So stun. Engulfing Flames. 3-stack whip. Okay. Something I want to mention. Now, I CC break and dodge roll. So I burn about 40% stam. And so looking at my resources, I just decide, you know what? I'm going to go in with dual wield heavy. Restore a little bit of resources. And proc my enchants, okay? Something else you could do too, which is great about having the dual wield bar in the mag DK or on any class, is you can basically like pre-enter with a heavy into a skill. You'll proc your enchants as well and give you a nice little boost of stam. I don't think it was necessary to do. Just looking at my resources, but definitely was not necessary, but you know, just something you can do, you know, going into a fight. Stun, leap, big whip. So again, we're looking at our resources. We're good. 100% stam, basically full health, 60% mag, pot incoming. We're good. We're good to go. But we get stunned now, okay? So we potion, Flames of Oblivion, Engulfing Flames, 3-stack whip. I'm at 64% HP though. Okay, so I gotta just play careful. So block casting my heals, refreshing my Igneous, refresh the rapid regen. We Engulfing Flames here into the big stun, breath. We get stunned. We're just going through refreshing everything. I'm being literally so careful with my buffs, man. Because this duel is so back and forth. If I let anything drop off for too long, first mistake basically is going to lose the duel here. Okay, so that's what happens. I get pushed on. So let's actually talk about the loss here and why we lost. So it's the literally perfect timing after I said that. So look, he's at 38% health. I'm at 73. Stun, Engulfing Flames, Flames of Oblivion, 3-stack whip, Burning Embers, another this is what I mean when I tell you guys that in a really intense fight, one global is all it takes to lose a fight. Okay, one global is all it takes. All right, and I can explain exactly why that global lost me the fight. So right here, okay. So it was, I got to show you the specific one. It was that extra whip that I did. That is why I lost. Okay. Engulfing Flames, Burning Embers, 3-stack whip, Burning Embers refresh. That lost me the duel right here. I should have bar swapped right there because he is at 65% health. I am at 50% health and I am at 28% mag. Okay. My offensive push was done. It was done. Okay. He healed himself through it. It was a really, really good push on my part. I thought I was going to win off of this, but he survived. Okay. He survived. So let me just get back to that point. Boom. Okay. Flames of Oblivion. Big whip. All right. Embers. Now, the reason I should have bar swapped here is because I should have bar swapped, blocked, and healed. Because what I tried to do is I squeezed in that extra whip. Then I realized I think he's going to fucking leap me. Okay? And now I bar swap and try to block. And I tried to do too many actions inside of a global. I tried to bar swap and block really fast. And the block did not go through because it got clumped up with the bar swap. And so I died. Okay? If I bar swapped literally a singular global earlier, I would have been able to block, I would have blocked the leap, and I would have lived. And so that's what I'm talking about, where people always say, well, what's the big deal if I, do this, for one global, or this for one global, or that for one global? You see, like, again, we're talking about with the buff and debuff maintenance, especially, like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Dots Gaming. It can't possibly be that. It has to be the OP broken meta builds. That's why I'm losing, right? But you can see in this duel, it's like I said, I made one mistake in that fight, and it cost me the fight. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, where these very small decisions completely can influence the turn of a duel. Completely can influence it. Okay, that was a very good fucking duel though, man. These duels were super, super, super fun. So we have one more here. I'm not gonna pause it nearly as much, and just kind of commentate over it and show you guys what happens. Let me fast forward to when we start that here. Okay, but yeah, so that's kind of, again, what I think about with the resource management stuff, and I think these duels were hopefully a good learning tool for you guys. This is what I thought was going to be one of the better ways to kind of showcase it, just because these duels have been pretty intense and have taxed my resources quite a lot. So I'm hoping though that you guys are kind of seeing the thread of what I'm trying to kind of what I'm trying to get across here in these videos. Resource management, it's a very dynamic thing because it depends a lot on how many people you're fighting, the situation, the kind of opponents that you're fighting, the cadence of the battle, and those moments where you can search for resources is really going to depend on a fight-by-fight basis. And so that's why I thought a duel like this would be a really, really good demonstration for like how to do that, so yeah, we're just going to kind of comment over this one. I'm not going to pause it nearly as much though. But basically, you know, the biggest thing to consider is just, as you guys can see, right? When you can go off, basically the thought process that I try to have is I want to make sure that I have enough resources for when I need to either go very offensive or very defensive. Okay, like this is like the middle spot in between the offensive. I'm like literally just thought of this analogy. We have the offensive video and the defensive video. Think of that as like two ends of a spectrum. This is the middle part, okay? Because the resource management will influence how prepared you are to go either towards that offensive direction or towards that defensive direction. If you're not managing your resources properly in those in-between moments in the fight where you're not making any progress offensively, but neither is your opponent, if you don't take that opportunity to generate resources, you will not be ready for an offensive push or for when you need to play defensively, okay? That's also why finding LOS a lot of times in fights is very important, because it gives you your character a moment to breathe, regenerate resources. You have potions can come off cooldown. If you're playing a Dragon Knight, generate ultimate. You know, it's just giving yourself that room to breathe gives you time to also build ultimate. And it's why you see me a lot of times, I heavy attack in certain situations where you might be like, well, why? It's because I'm planning for the future. I'm thinking about, well, what's going to happen in 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Like right here is a great example, right? So basically I stun him. Okay, engulfing flames, it misses. 3-stack whip, refresh, volatile. Again, I'm not gonna do anything if I go offensive here, right? You know, I have 37% mag. If I go offensive, like, yeah, I got my potion coming up too. Yeah, but it's like going offensive is not gonna do anything. I may as well just generate extra resources now while I have the opportunity and prep myself for the next step of the battle. Because now look, we go Embers, engulfing, Flames of Oblivion, stun, whip, and look, I potted, and now I'm still at 66% mag, and he's at 24% health. You see what I'm saying? So now I can stay offensive longer because I generated the resources for it in that in-between section. You know what I'm saying? And so it's definitely something that will come with time. Like this, I think this video and this concept and really learning to manage your resources, this really does come with practice, because it is a lot more dependent on a case-by-case basis for fighting. Also, do not be afraid, especially if you are new to PvP, do not be afraid to run a little bit more recovery than someone like me does, especially when you're starting. The amount of recovery I run now is way lower than the recovery that I ran when I was new, you know? Even, you know, some people, they get too attached to the stats. They talked about this in the build video. They go, oh, but dots, the damage doesn't matter if you don't have any resources to cast your offense, you know? So let yourself learn, let yourself figure it out, you know? And so start with that slightly higher recovery and then make the adjustments to get to where I am or other people are at over time if you're really struggling to sustain. Because like I said, a lot of this resource management stuff really does come with time and experience and learning how, you know, how your class spends magicka and when these in-between parts of the battle are, and being able to read the flow of a duel or of a fight and being like, I can afford to heavy attack here. You know, like another good opportunity would be like in Cyrodiil, if you're fighting a group, you know, let's say you and your 3 friends are fighting a bigger group and you guys manage to create some distance between you and the opponents, right? As they're walking towards you, you can start, and you're backing up, let's say towards a tower, you could rip off a resto heavy on the most frontline guy and try to restore some resource, or a bow heavy or something, you know? Or as someone's turning a corner in a tower, if you have dual wields or 2H, take that opportunity, go for a heavy attack, you know, as they're turning the corner so you get that flood of resources. All these little tips and tricks will help you maintain your resources over a period of time, because that's really what it's all about. It's about basically kind of having your resources like ebb and flow with the pacing of a fight. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I hope that I know this is a little bit more like abstract. I'm realizing as I'm talking about this, it's become a little bit more abstract conceptually, but I'm hoping that it does make sense, because it does to me. So I'm hoping it does make sense, because like I said, resource management is just one of those things that it really does come with more more experience, and the longer you play your class, the better your resource management will become. Don't you guys love how I said that full stun with full stamina due to the triple A-ness of this game? The triple A-ness. I can't believe I just said that. Ha! Okay. I'm leaving that in the video, dude. The triple A dash NIS, okay? NESS. All right, there it is. Dots Gaming Uncut. All right. But anyway, so we take a big smack of damage here, and as we can see, we get stunned at 44% HP. I see my potions coming back up, 27% stam, so I know I'm all right. So I basically block, cast heals, cast pot, igneous, rapid regen, front bar, refresh embers, fossilize, leap, using all the parts of the kit. And look at that, it's 85% mag, 99% stam, 98% health, 3-stack whip. Now we're in a driver's seat. Because again, I'm constantly like, you can also spend resources a lot more aggressively if you know you have a flood of them coming. So again, on the Dragon Knight, right? You can be a lot more liberal with your stamina if you know I have an ultimate. I have a stam regen pot, you know? So that's another thing too, is that don't be afraid to, like, let's say overly, like, aggressively spend resources if you know that it'll help you stay alive, but you also have a way to replenish them, you know, especially blocking. Okay, as you can see, I block my resources down to 11% here because I'm CC immune, right? Then I leap. Now I'm back up to 56%, and I stun him 3-stack whip. Okay, but all that damage that I blocked, like, that's huge. You know, it's such a good trade. So that's, again, something else to keep in mind. You're able to spend those resources more aggressively if you know that you have a way to, like, restore them really, really quickly, you know? So again, that's also something to keep in mind as well. So again, we're just going to the buff refresh. We're just healing ourselves back up. Just keeping everything topped. I remember by the end of this, these duels were being a little bit laggy, as you can see why I'm, like, kind of moving a little bit weird and why it seems like I'm not even doing anything sometimes. We were getting a little bit of lag in Andy's house, unfortunately. But okay, so as you can see, big leap gets our resources back up. We get stunned. Just going through, refreshing everything. I'm trying to fossilize him. It's just, like, not going off. Big whip, big heals, go into the front bar. I see I got my potion coming up so we can play offensive. Okay, I get stunned, refresh volatile, refresh all my buffs. I potion though because I now need to play defensive. Stun, big whip, engulfing, flames, just block cat. Like, it's just, you know, again, it's normal cadence of the fight. Get in between, rip off a heavy, stun, big whip, engulfing, flames of oblivion. I see all my buffs dropped off, right? So that's why I immediately flopped to my back bar, and it's a good thing I, like, kind of hopped away there, gave me a little bit of distance. So I'm able to block volatile, block coag, block igneous, block rapid regen, bar swap, ember refresh for heal, leap for battle roar, big 3-stack whip. Okay, he got healed too, but also, so just so you know, the off balance, for those of you who don't know, is this icon right here. The, like, person's head with, like, the swirlies around it. This is a primo time to heavy attack. If you're ever in need for resources, you will get so much back if you see that up. Okay, so a lot of times too, if I'm dueling and I set somebody off balance, and again, it's one of those in-between states, I'll take an advantage right there and just rip off a fucking heavy attack, because that'll get you back to, like, nearly full resources, which is especially, like, with like a weapon like the resto staff, because the resto staff already gives you extra magic to begin with. It's really, really, really good. Okay, so again, we just keep going, normal cadence of the fight. Again, refresh, we're just going through a buff refresh here. Again, my magic is low, so because it's that in between, take the time to heavy attack. Okay, big stun, flames of oblivion, I get leapt, I leap him, 3-stack whip, full refresh and everything. Okay, big 3-stack whip, burning embers refresh, and I refresh it as I swap to my back bar, because I see that my igneous is running off. So we go igneous, rapid regen, refresh volatile, coag to top myself off. Again, now I heal myself here. This is a bit of an aggressive play. So I just go for a heavy attack here, just based off of how much health that I have. So I CC break, fossilize, I guess. That's super weird. Now I have 75% HP. And I think, in my opinion, I'm safe to rip off a heavy. So I just rip it off as he's just dotting me down. Okay, then I heal myself back up to kind of recover from it. Burning Embers refresh. Okay, I think I should have rapid regenerated before I ripped off the heavy. Okay. So then we stun. Flames of Oblivion, 3 stacks, big whip. Okay. Then we just go back to our normal cadence. Okay, so he's pushing on me now. Trying to get the heavy off. We get it. Volatile. Redo engulfing and embers. Flames. Block the leap. Great block. I counter leap. Stun him. Big whip. Okay, we're back up again. Full resources. Nice burning embers. Just refreshing the Flames of Oblivion. Now we're on offense a little bit here, boys. So the game is glitching. I'm trying to fossilize him, and again, AAA products, not getting it. So we refresh embers, and now again, my buffs fall off. So we go back, block, and it's a good thing I blocked. I blocked the DB. You know, this is why block casting is also really, really good. You block and cast, you block and cast. And look, I spent 6% stamina to block that. You know, it's worth it, dude. It's worth it. Okay. So I go heavy, stun, fossilize. Just getting everything rolling. Now, I don't have my Igneous. Good. I notice it. I notice that the Igneous is down. So we Igneous. We light attack for the enchant. Oh, shit. Okay, so sorry about that. I accidentally pressed a keybind, I think, that started my clip back at the beginning, which made me big sad. So we picked up where we left off. Took me a little bit to find where we were, but we picked up right where we left off, okay? But I think I clicked, I don't know, I think it was N, and I think it like started my video back at the beginning. I don't know, it just took me by surprise. But yeah, so again, we're just kind of, again, exchanging blows here, you know? Going back and forth. Got that big leap into the whip, which is good. I get hit with the Donnie now. So I'm taking a lot of damage, again, block, casting these heals. I know, see, that's like an example though too of once I'm going front bar with like not a lot of health because I do rapid regen, coag, and I just know that if I can swap to my front bar, I know I have the embers refresh, and I know that I have my stun to heal me. So I do embers refresh and we're full. You know, so that's an opportunity too with the DK where you can like know like I can use my offense to my advantage and heal myself back up with it as well. So again, we're just reapplying all of our buffs here. Stun, go into the offense here. Okay, we're taking that offensive opportunity. The duel is actually almost over, by the way. We have about 2 more minutes, and we have finished it. So I know this video was a bit on the long side, but my hope was to show enough footage here and explain this, try to explain this topic enough that you guys would kind of, you know, be able to see like kind of what I mean here when I talk about this, and again, extrapolate lessons into your own gameplay. So again, you know, we're taking the opportunity now to go defensive, you know, healing ourselves back up. Again, 45% mag, heavy attacking, due to the fact that it's an in-between moment in the fight. No offensive progress will be made, so we take the opportunity to restore resources. Okay, I get stunned. Embers refresh, engulfing, stun, whip. Now, that's another hot tip for Flames of Oblivion. If you play a mag DK, if you see Flames of Oblivion approaching 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or 0 seconds, let it hit that and then refresh it, because you'll essentially get 2 Flames of Oblivion balls to fire off at the same time. Just a little hot tip there. Okay, so we get leapt, so we block, cast our heals, get stunned, counter leap, whip, reapply everything. I'm trying to get the engulfing, but it's not landing. Go back, again, refreshing our buffs, rapid regen, stun. We're both just like block casting at each other. Again, big whip here. I get stunned, heal, igneous, heal, volatile. I want to make sure I'm fully refreshed before I go offensive here. Okay, so we go maintain, big whip. I get Dawnied. Now I'm blocking. Okay. And so we're just kind of, again, just exchanging blows here. Now I'm low, but I'm trying to block until I get my leap, because I know I could use that to turn the fight and kind of try to bait a little bit. And it does give me some offensive pressure, but I notice my volatile wears off, so got to be responsible. Regen that, okay? Or refresh that, rather. So again, we go stun, embers refresh. It tops us off really nicely. We block the leap, healing ourselves, pot to restore resources, we do burning embers. We did a 3-stack whip. I took a big smack of damage here, so we block, cast on the back bar our heals. We then go to the front bar, cast our stun to get healed. I noticed it didn't give me as much healing as I wanted it to, so I again go and heal myself safely on the back bar. We get Donnied, we take it like a champ though, and then we leap here. I'm taking this is a really offensive play here, okay? So I just want to comment on the win really quick before we end this video today. So big 3-stack whip, I get Donnied, I'm hitting it with Engulfing Flames. I see that we're both low, okay? 36%, 51%, okay? But I see that I have leap, so I refresh Flames of Oblivion. I do this all the time when I play my Mag DK. You bait people in with really low HP, and then you turn the fight on them. Granted, I didn't have Igneous Weapons up during this, which was like kind of a stupid play on my part, but I felt in the moment that I could do like an offensive, like a defensive bait and switch here with my leap, and so I wanted to try to take it and see if it would work. Worst comes to worst, it failed, but I would still have the shield, and I could go into Igneous afterwards. That was kind of my thought process. So I basically leap, because he's trying to execute me, because look how low I am. I try to leap, get him down to 10% health, 3-stack whip afterwards, and it doesn't even matter that he's blocking. It just takes him right down. So that's a situation, again, on Mag DK. If you're having a really tough duel, this is a really, really good technique to be able to, like, catch people by surprise, is you, like, let them think you're gonna die, but then you can just use whip, or you can use leap into 3-stack whip, to just completely turn the fight on its head. But you got to be really, really careful, because if you mess it up, or like don't like pace the defense correctly, you can get caught. I should have probably used the opportunity to refresh my Igneous like right here on the back bar, but you know, again, like I said, my thought process was, God forbid the offensive push doesn't work, I could always refresh the Igneous afterwards, because I just had a feeling like in this moment right here, Burning Embers, whip, I get Donnied, I'm blocked. You notice I'm blocking when I'm casting all that stuff, right? I was block casting all that to make sure I don't take any damage, but can continue, you know, trying to bait him in to attack me, and then we're able to take the W afterwards. But man, very good duels, very, very intense duels. But hopefully you guys did learn something from this. I know this video was really long, very, very long video. I know with a lot of abstract talking about resource management and stuff, but I really hope that you guys did learn from this, and you know, were able to kind of pull from my couple of really intense duels here, my thought process and kind of the cadence behind when you should be trying to really restore your resources and how to manage them during an intense fight. So I really hope you guys did learn from this, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If this video did help you, I'd really appreciate it if you hit a like on it. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm quite a lot, and for more of this series as well as other MMO content, hit the sub button as well as the bell to keep those notifications on. And if you guys do want to watch me play ESO live, feel free to come stop by my Twitch, links in the description below. Thank you so much for stopping by today, guys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see you all next time.